My name is Tyweezy, and this is the story about my first time getting jumped. Before we get into the story about me getting my ass kicked, I want you guys to leave a like and subscribe for me. Let's get straight to it though. Now, the events of this story take place in the 5th grade. A lot of you may look at me and be like, but Tyweezy, aren't you in 5th grade now? And I say to you, fuck you. I know I don't have any facial hair, and I'm not, the tallest guy, but hey, I'm above average height, motherfucker. Believe it. But let's get straight to the story. In 5th grade, I wasn't so fat. I was very athletic. Played 2 different sports, basketball and soccer, and I pretty much carried those sports on until high school, where I decided to play football because I started to get chubby. Shit tragic. Now, you might be wondering, well, Tyweezy, what the hell did you do in 5th grade for these niggas to not like you? And so, I'm going to start from the very beginning. In 5th grade, I encountered a dude. Let's say his name is Brian. Brian was very, very intertwined with the ladies, alright? I don't know what they saw in him. Maybe it was because he was fast. Nah, I was fast. Maybe it was because of his hair. Could be. I had a bald fade, like every other black kid in my age. But what it was is I was a black boy going to a predominantly Mexican school. I still remember the time I got rejected for being black and not Hispanic. Tragic. Now Brian, he was cool. Me and him, we were locked in. I had no problems with Brian. We shared mutual friends. We played the same exact sports on the same exact teams at 2 different positions. I was a forward, but he was also a forward. I was a point guard, but he was also a point guard. So what we did was we just didn't have a shooting guard. Makes no sense, right? But then there's Steven. Now Steven, I knew you since 2nd grade. 2nd grade. But I never ever was able to like you. And you were never able to like me. Why? I don't know. Actually, I do know. It's because I was better than Steven at everything. We liked the same exact girls. Yes, we've had the same exact crushes up until 6th grade. 4 years of knowing each other, and we can never ever stop going for the same woman. Makes no sense. He wanted to be goalie, but I wanted to be goalie because I saw that he was goalie. He wanted to be a striker because I was a striker. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how us men are at a young age. See, the fastest gets the most girls. Whoever scores the most gets the most girls. It's like the athletic always win, okay? Always. Up until winter time, then the girls be like, Tyweezy, you kind of chubby now. Let me get in them digits. But that's besides the point. We're talking about 5th grade, so there was no cuddling and cattling and kissing and shit. Makes no sense. Outside of soccer and basketball, there are a multitude of things that we like to do. Handball, the ball swinging around the rope thing, dodgeball, and kickball. I was a master at all of it. And that's where I was beating them. So, this is chapter 2 of how I got jumped for the first time. Chapter 2 starts off with me playing dodgeball on a random Friday. Now on Fridays, no one gets homework. And at the after school program, it's all games, all day, and you finish it off with cotton candy or ice cream. Now, I was an ice cream kind of guy. I was never going to pick cotton. My mom taught me good. So on this Friday, we did rotations. We had 4 rotations over the course of 3 hours. Number 1, basketball. Number 2, dodgeball. Number 3, handball. Number 4, kickball. You never ever switch your group. The group that you get in the beginning is the group you stay with. Luckily, I got the group with all my homies. Not so lucky, I also had Steven and Brian. Doesn't make any sense. Now, when it came to basketball, it was pretty even. It's pretty even. You know how us kids are. We can't ever just finish. It was last one to make a shot wins, blah blah blah. Nah, if we get the last shot, then we win. Okay, then if we get the next last shot, we win. It was never ending. So the leaders of the program decided, next station, no more last points. We're going to the next station. Now, number 2. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe I said that was dodgeball. But if I did not say it was dodgeball, then we're on the second one. It doesn't matter. We're going to dodgeball now. So, when we get to dodgeball, I cooked. We played 5 games of dodgeball. It was technically supposed to be the best of 3, but since I was getting a lot of people out, we got to play 5 instead of 3. So, first game, I got out first. Not even gonna lie. But my homie, I'm not gonna say his real name, so let's give him a name. I see my lotion right there. It says Nivea Men, so we're gonna call him Nivea. Nivea was able to catch the ball midway through the game and bring me back in. I know you might be like, damn, midway? It took that. Yes, we were getting dominated, and we had almost all the best players. But just so you guys can get an idea of the hierarchy, this is the top of the pyramid. The best of the best. Me, Nivea, we're going to call him Kane because I had Canes yesterday, so Kane. We're going to call him Roach because he used to like playing with bugs, so Roach. Then we had a female up there. I don't want to say her name, so we got to think of a name. Her name is going to be Vivi because of my One Piece poster. So Vivi, badass. Bad ass. Then there was another kid. I need a name for him, so we're just gonna call him Sagittarius because I have a cup of tea right here that says Sagittarius. So that is the hierarchy. Oh, plus Brian and Steven. Those two were pretty fucking good, not gonna lie. So that's the hierarchy. Now, put Sagittarius and Brian and Steven on one team along with Roach. And the rest of us are on my team with a few of the extras. Let's just say Team Brian and Steven was kicking our ass in the first round. But when Nivea got me back in, it all changed. Everything changed. Me and Nivea started going insane. Dynamic duo. Jordan and Shaq. And that's not even offensive. I was skinny as fuck and he was fat as fuck. But we were going in. The comeback was unreal. Next game, I didn't get out at all. Nivea didn't get out at all. And neither did anybody else on my hierarchy side. We dominated. Game 3. It came down to a 1v1 with you-know-who. Brian. I hit him with the ball. And also caught his ball. So, obviously, I won. Right? Wrong. Somehow, Mrs. Packy decides that both of us are out. Even though I clearly won, I hit him and caught his ball. So I should have won. But she said no. Gets into a heated argument. She gives us both the win. Next round, we win by a landslide. Next round, win by a landslide again. And they want to change the teams. But now it's time for kickball. And this is where we get to Chapter 3, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 3. Chapter 3, we're picking teams. The teams are pretty balanced. Tyweezy has Nivea again. And we start on defense. Your boy is playing shortstop on kickball. Now, normally I'll play out. But we were going versus a lot of girls. And you know, back in there, you know, elementary school, all the girls want to be all soft and cute, kick the ball soft. They don't want to be known for kicking the ball hard. So I was trying to play close. Your boy was trying to get a couple strikeouts, you know what I mean? Catch the ball a few times. I didn't like to pitch. It wasn't my niche. You fired me. So, when it came up for Brian, Brian absolutely boots the fucking ball. Steven also boots the fucking ball. That's 2 home runs on the first 2 kicks. I switched to the outfield. And then a girl comes up. And I'm thinking, okay, let me get a little closer. She won't kick it that far. Wrong. She booted that shit to fucking Mars, dude. Mars. So they got 3 home runs off rip. Tyweezy looks around. He looks around. He's like, "What the fuck am I gonna do?" And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm a pitch." And you know the little handballs, little dodgeballs you play kickball with? Yeah. So your boy starts throwing bouncy passes. So nobody can kick it with their toes. They gotta kick it with their shin. First one, right at me. Second one, right at Roach. Third one, actually I think the third one might have been a foul ball if I'm not mistaken. It was a foul ball, but since she decided to run, she was free game. I know it sounds weird. That's not how it should be played. It should have just went back. But since she decided to run, it was free game. Threw the ball at her, and she was out. So now we're on the pitch. I'm the one that's kicking first. First kick I threw, I kicked that ball. I can tell you exactly how I went. There's a wall behind me. There's a classroom to the left, right. Then there's the bathroom to my far right. So remember, left straight is open, right is the classroom, far right is the bathroom. He thinks that he can do with it a little bounce pass and it's gonna throw me off, but I always request a bounce pass because that's how you get free airtime. So me, I'm ready for it. The handball court is near where the left classroom is. So I kicked it that way over the wall, so that way if they do get the ball in time for me to get to third base or second base, I can at least dodge. I can see them coming. But as soon as I take off, Steven at first base decides to just tackle me. And I'm just like, whoa! What's going on, man? So I'm just like baffled. Like I'm on the floor and I'm like, did I trip? But then I'm like, nah, like my chest hurt. Like I landed on my back. Why does my chest hurt? And I'm like, I noticed that he pushed me. So I got up and I was ready to swing. But here comes Brian. Oh, shit. Nigga clocked me. And I'm like, wait a minute. Where am I? And next thing you know, I'm getting the Jujutsu Kaisen special. Nigga, I got a combo with wings and a drink that I did not order. And I'm just like, player, it's just kickball. You acting like the hose is finna just be like, oh my gosh, Tyweezy, yes. Oh, Brian, you're so played out. I mean, it probably would have happened. But to jump me over a game of kickball? My dude, we're in 5th grade. We should be focusing on getting 4s on our next English exam and reading more than 120 words per minute. And you decide to push me on the ground for a kickball game. So me trying to get up, I just noticed like all I can do is just roll over. I can't swing. I can't get up. Steven big ass is trying to like do a full mount on me like this is UFC 300. He thinks we got the Golden Gloves on in the championship rounds. He thinks Bruce Buffer is about to call the fight. That Joe Rogan is finna come interview him after he kicks my ass. No. I'm like, nigga, help me. I'm not even looking around. My eyes is closed. I'm just getting my ass whooped. And next thing you know, my dog said, oh, I almost said his real name. My dog Nivea come up there, boom, get Steven off me real quick. Brian sees Nivea finna get him next, takes off. Now Nivea, he a chunky nigga. Brian isn't. Brian take off. My mouth is bleeding. I think I had just a little small cut like on my elbow type shit, and my knee was bleeding because I was wearing my little school cargo shorts and shit like that. And then the worst of all, I was playing in the grapes. The Jordan grapes was damaged. I had went all day without damaging the grapes, and then we get to kickball and this nigga wanna push me on the floor. Buddy, when I got up there, like, I'm not gonna say his real name, so we're gonna call him Chicharito because that was his favorite soccer player. So we're like, Mr. Chicharito, he's like, hey, are you good? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you sure? He's like, put him on the walkie-talkie. Hey, I got a runner. He just decided to jump this kid. We need to write him up. I said, oh, he ain't getting off with a fucking write-up, nigga. I pulled out my Randy Orton. I said, nigga, I was Viper timing. Viper timing. I was ready for straight action. Cameras, lights, action. Buddy, I was so pissed off. I saw the general direction that he went in. I didn't even know where he was. I just knew the general direction. Skedaddle! Skedaddle! Nigga, I was out of there. I was out of there. They didn't even chase me because they probably thought I was going to the bathroom to clean up and stuff. Nigga, I ran right into that auditorium and I was hunting. I was like a fucking savage. And mind you, there's no teachers around. When I find this nigga, put boots to ass, nigga. Ain't no joke. Buddy was gonna be sipping out of a sippy cup for the rest of his life. I was in there for blood. What kind of 5th grader do you know is bloodlusted? Nigga, I was finna pull all 6 eyes out. Gojo timing. I was finna throw straight hands like Sukuna. Buddy, I was on Luffy timing, Gum Rocket type shit, nigga. I was rest to go. I was on straight timing. I'm walking through the building, and all you hear is slow chemical, James Oldie, so I'm walking the fire behind me. The big red demon has come out, and he's come for revenge. I'm in the auditorium, and I hear one creak on the stage, and I turn my head like a fucking jackal. I found you. Let's play. Boy, when I walked up to that auditorium, he tried to take off. I grabbed that hoodie, and I just like, it was like the craziest little kid fight, bro. Like, it was on some Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier type. No jokes. I was boom, 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 straight. Nigga, like, bro. Like, the head movement was on par. Like, nigga, Tyson could have thrown a punch at me at that moment, and I would have. I'm doing a story time. Man, I'm telling you, I was going throwing haymakers. I was not trying to go 12 rounds. I was trying to go on tank status. I wanted a first round knockout. But yeah, so I was not joking about I didn't want 12 rounds. I needed that Tank Davis first round knockout, Mike Tyson hit power, Muhammad Ali movement. I was not joking, alright? I was on Jiren timing. I was not trying to waste words talking to niggas, bruh. I wanted to throw hands, and that's exactly what I did. As soon as Chicharito walked up in there, I couldn't even be scared. My heart didn't even drop for the first time. I was like, I'm either finna get kicked out and my mom's gonna have to pay a fine, or they're just gonna write me up and I'm gonna get off with a little slap on the wrist. I might get a little suspension. Dog. As soon as he walked in, my mom followed close behind. I almost shit myself. I saw Chicharito. I was cool. I saw my mom, and I said, goddamn, nigga, we're cooked. It was looking ugly. It was looking ugly. And luckily, Chicharito had already notified her that I've been jumped. I was like, got in the car, and I was waiting to just get yelled at, bro. Actually was signing me out. This nigga's on the floor crying. And I'm like crying, but like the mad tears, like, like, you know, little badass little kids. Yeah, I was looking like that. So she signs me out and shit, tells her the situation. I get to the car, and I'm waiting to be chewed out. Tell her like, yeah, I'm finna tell your dad, you're finna get that ass whooped, Cuddy. She gave me a high five and asked if I wanted ice cream. She said you did everything that your dad and I told you to do. If somebody ever puts hands on you, or if you feel like they're about to hit you, you hit them back, or you hit them first. That's why I tell people, I'll deal with court later. Like, if I was in a street, like, if like I'm in the street and like I feel like somebody's finna just swing on me, but they're not, like, say, I'm not gonna do no stupid, like, you got a weapon, nigga, I'm not gonna do no stupid shit. But if you're unarmed and I feel like you're threatening, like you get in my face and like you ball your fist up, I'm attacking first, nigga. I'm not gonna, this is what my mom told me. She said, why would you let someone hit you first? Because then they hit you and they got a one-hitter quitter, then what? You gotta try to take their ass off the planet first. And that's what I'm gonna do. But I get to the car, she tells me, I'm glad you did what, I'm glad you didn't punk out, I'm glad you didn't run away and cry, I'm glad you did this, I'm glad. I felt so accomplished. Like I had just won the lottery because my mom wasn't mad at me for kicking somebody's ass. I enjoyed that ice cream that night. And I got to play the game that same day. She didn't be like, nah, you can't play the game this week, you're grounded. I went to school like nothing happened. I got treated like a king. I got applauded. I didn't even have to make my own plate. My mom she walked in that kitchen after a long 8 to 10 hour shift and made my plate, served it up with the ice cream afterwards, gave me a kiss on the forehead and tucked me in bed. I was bedazzled. Like I said, I went right to school. The next day, nothing happened. All they did was make me high-five him and show that we can be in the same class and nothing's going to happen to him. And trust me, nothing happened again. Not until I 7th grade. But I ended up getting homeschooled anyway because of a racist teacher. So if you guys want a story time on that, let me know. Subscribe, like, God bless you, and I love you guys.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.